Hi everyone. So today I'll show you a quick concept on how you can create a nice mobile responsive navbar. As you can see, it's mobile responsive, and then we have the navigation links when you hover on the hover states, and then when you click on the side menu, we have a sliding menu from the right. The navigation menu disappears, and then now we're going to have it on the pop from the left. So ideally two menus are popping, but this is just an idea to show you how to go about it. Then for normal website you might just have only one menu, so this one will have a good idea on how to work sliding it from the left, or either from the right or from the left. Now then we have the toggle button, the hamburger menu, animating it with CSS. Make something simple with HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So let's get started. For the menu, you're going to see that we have three sections. So we have the brand, then the navigation links, then we have the hamburger menu. Now and then, so basically we are going to use CSS Flexbox to set everything. And then we have the 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 menu, the toggle switch, this one. So for this one, anytime you click on it, changes to a cancel button. We're going to use CSS to style this. And then we have the sliding of the menus. So basically in this tutorial, what the takeaway is that we're going to have some skills on Flexbox, how to use CSS position, Zendidex. We have media queries on responsiveness, how to use color variables, then transformation, CSS transform, and how to add classes with JavaScript for the event listeners, where we have JavaScript event listeners, and the pseudo elements for before and after when it comes to something like this, where you have animation of a border bottom at the bottom once when you hover on the different links. So let's get started. I've created a folder. We have the index.html, the script and the style. So basically we're going to start with the starter template. Shift exclamation enter, you have the start template for HTML. I'm gonna call my title responsive navbar. Then we are going to add the CSS styles to link to my file. So link CSS, our file is style.css, the same folder, so that's fine. And then I'm going to link my fonts, so I'll go to fonts.google. Let's see. So I'm going to copy the HTML, and then I'll paste it in my code. And the head section, now I have my font. Now let me first zoom out, and then I need to link the script tag for JavaScript script at the you link it at the bottom. So we have the script.js file. Then now for the since now we start with the navigation menu. So basically we have this is a div. So we have one main div that has the brand and the navigation links and the menu. So we're gonna have like nav.nav menu, the short form for writing our classes. So basically then inside the nav, this is our main div for the navigation. And then we are going to have our class for the logo header. Now in the header we are going to have now a link, which is the brand. So href it's the default, and then gonna give it the name just that. Then with a class of logo. So that's done. So that's the first div of the logo, and then inside that main div we are going to have the navigation links. So the another list ul dot nav links. So inside the nav links we are going to have the list item. The child element of the list is the link itself. So basically we have something like that. We can give it just before that I can duplicate shift alt arrow down key. We're going to have, let's say I can have like about 4 of them. So we have home, about, so that's the first section. And then now inside this main div that has the links, we're going to have now the menu, which will style later. Then also the menu itself is has one main container, so one main div, and then we're going to have the 3 bars with a common class to style them. So this one is going to be on its own, basically like this div and a div. And then now we do the CSS animation to change to a close button. So let's proceed. Then we have something like dot menu button. Each div has a common class of bar for the case of styling. So a shortcut for having the 3 of them is dot bar, and then multiply by 3, since we're going to have 3 bars, and then that's. So to start this, I can use the live server, open with live server. So basically we have it's still blank. So we go to our CSS and style. So basically all root styles for CSS start with margin 0, padding 0, box sizing, border box. And then now we're going to work with and then we have colors. In terms of colors, we can use CSS color variables, where we do like dot root. We're going to have, like, we set the main color, we start with double colon, double dash. Let's talk over main color. I'm gonna give it we'll keep everything simple. So that's the first color. And then we're going to have the light color, so we have something like that. Now so we can first style the navigation menu and set everything to display flex, to have all the menus now flow horizontally. Now go to .nav menu. By default flows horizontally. You can see it goes horizontally. And then now we're going to have justify content space evenly. And then there's something we can't see here. We can't see the menu that we just created here. So we can do a quick one on the menu bar. Create the menu so that we can see it, how it's showing on the showing on the side. Then as we proceed along. So okay, so a quick one. We create a div, a main div, and then we style the bars. So dot menu bar. So dot menu button, give it a width of 26 pixels, and then we have a height of 18. Basically you play around with your settings to get your preference depending on the kind of user design you want. And then we have a position of relative. We are setting, this is the parent, we are setting it relative to the child elements, which are going to have a position of absolute. So okay, so and then now we're going to style the menu dot bar, since they have a common class. This we are styling this now. the div each. So we're going to give it a width of 100%. We're going to occupy the full width of the parent, and then we have a height 3 pixels. That's for each. As you can see, let's see if there's any change. Not yet. We haven't added the background color. Let me add the background to be, for now I can have it as green. I'll change it as we add them. You can see it's one. It's coming up, and then we have a position of absolute. That's for all the elements. They will start from the bottom, so that now absolute from the top, so that we can style them downwards. Now we are going to target each. So we're going to style now the bars for the bars by positioning them. So this is the first element, the first child element, the second child element, the third child element. So with CSS we go to dot bar dot end child as a number. So we're going to start with the first one, at top 0, and then now I can copy this and change now the position. So shift alt arrow key, down arrow key, and then now we have the second, and now we have the third. So for the second, as a top of 8 pixels, and then we have of 16 pixels. Now we can have a look and see, like, there is our button. Now the next thing is to style these and have them display horizontally. There is the option of using, since these are list items, there's the option of using inline, setting these to, by default it's block. You can set to inline, but we don't want to go that way. We just use flexbox, much easier. So dot nav links, let me go ahead and style this. Go to the top, so dot nav menu dot nav links. So the first thing, you're going to get lead of the styling on the menus. So we have list style type none, display flex, so that they're going to display horizontally, as you can see. And then now we have dot nav menu nav links, target the list elements, or we are going to have change the cursor to pointer. When you hover on them, the cursor is going to be pointer for each. So talk over padding of 0.8 rem. That's for the top bottom, and then left and right is 1 rem. So have something like that, and then it's taking shape. And then now talk over margin of 0. That's top bottom, left right is 0.6. Again, depending on how the kind of site you're working on, the setting might be different from mine, but this gives you a good idea on how to go about it. Then we have our transition. We'll set the transition to later on, as a reason as to why we'll do it later on. And then now we have we want to style the links and get rid of these underline and change the colors. It's possible to change the links for everything, so I can just choose to target the nav menu, target all links. That's A. So let's do it like nav menu as the main, the parent, target all the links, text decoration none. Let's see how it goes about it, or not yet. uh Let me see. Oh, nav menu, supposed to be nav menu dot nav menu. Fine. So you can see we've gotten a lead of it now. We want to style, like, change the fonts. We actually linked the fonts, and then now, but we haven't added on CSS. So come here at the main style where we have font family, font family Poppins, and sans serif. A font should have, it has reflected. And then now we want to style the font size, change the formatting of the navigation links. So basically we have nav links. We target is a list element, but now we are targeting the links. So we have these, target the font color. Talking of color, as main color. Remember the CSS variable, we initiated our variables, so we just call this um, is word var, and then now it pops, and then I can select my color. So as once I save, we have, it's kind of, it has reflected. And then now we're going to have text transform. We want to set them to uppercase so that everything is capital, just the way it is. And then now we have a background, just a minute, padding of, I'm going to have a padding of 1.5 rem. I find this as too big. Let me just not use this one. It's too big. So for the nav menu, you're going to have a background color of main color, and then now we have going to have a width of 100%. So we're gonna change the color of the links to a light color. So we're going to style the logo. So nav menu, target the logo header, logo header, target the logo. Okay, so text decoration, none, but that one is already done. We just need to change the color. You can change the color to a light color, and then we have font size of 1.1 rem. 1 rem equals to 16 pixels. 1.1 is around maybe 17 pixels. And then text transform, you can set the size depending on how you like it. We have text transform, have set it as uppercase. uh, so that's sorted. Let's have a look and see how the site is. It's coming out. But then we need to set everything horizontally so that everything is all aligned in a perfect line, like so since we have justify content is flowing horizontally, that one is sorted. Now we need to align it vertically at the center. We're going to use align items. So we're going to have on the, we are styling the nav, just then align items, center, see, so perfect, everything's on. And then we're going to change the bars from this color, we switch it to, we have that, that's for the bar, so that's sorted out, that's fine. And then, so we have this side menu, so we can go ahead and work on it. That's the dot side menu. Okay, and then now we have another list. In the other list we have the list items, the child element is the link itself. We have item 1, shift control, no, shift alt down arrow key, so item 1, we have 1 2 3 4. So basically we have so this is it. Here we have them. So basically since we want to have them positioned, they are following the normal flow of the page, so we're going to have to change their position to absolute so that we can position them the way we want. So the side menu we have dot side menu, so cover position, you can have it as fixed because you're going to fix it when it's our position fixed. Now it doesn't follow the normal flow. Let me save, let's see how it goes. Okay, we give it a top of 0. Let's see how it looks. Now it goes at the top, and top 0, right 0, so we're gonna push it to the right. Then we have a margin top, you can see just the way it is, and then we're going to push it down, so we're going to have a margin of margin top 60 pixels, give it a width of 250 pixels, so that now we're going to make, okay, I need to add the background color so that we can see how it's behaving. So the background color, going to have the main color that we set, as you can see. Now we need to change the fonts of this, we do the colors and the padding. The ULLI, we have a padding of 1 rem, that's top and bottom, and 2 rem. You can see the change that's happening already. Now we need to see like and get rid of these styling and text decoration. So what you do shortly from now, outside menu, target the links themselves. We have text decoration to none. Now we need to change the color to a light color. Then we have let's just have a look at this. Then we need to remove these dots, so that's a list style. So we're going to have text dots, the side menu, list style type none, so when they are gone, just a minute. So thus we are headed the right direction. For each of the list item, we are now going to add a border bottom of 1 pixel, solid. There we go. Now when you hover, we want to add this state that when someone hovers on the menu, you can there is that change of color. And then we need to change for the list item, you can add the cursor to pointer this way. And then now let's add the hover state for each. So basically on hover, the background color is going to change. Let's see how it looks. It's a light color. Okay, going to have RGB, 235, 235, and then let's see how it looks. So nice. So that's far, that's perfect. So we have something like this. We need to change now the color from of the links now to on hover to a dark color. So we're going to have the same targeting the links. So we're going to have a color of main color. So that's in, something like that. It's perfect, it's coming through. And now we need to animate now. Just a minute, we're going to add the height of this. It's a bit longer than the way it is right now. So basically we're going to set the height to 70 viewport height, something like this. Then you can add can be there. Now let's say you want to remove this last line on the child. So this is going to be the fourth child element. So how can you go about it? You select the fourth child element and remove the border bottom. This is how we can do it. We can outside menu, and then you target nth child element, that's the fourth child, and then have the border bottom to 0. Let's have a look and see how it looks. So it's gone. Yeah, so that's a quick idea of how to go about it. And then now we need to slide this menu in and out once when we click on the hamburger on the menu itself. So what we can do, we can style now the menu, the hamburger menu. Now when you click on it, you get to have it change to a close icon. So basically this one will go to an opacity of 0, the center one, an opacity of 0, and then these and these will rotate to form the close button. So let's do it targeting. So going to add a class of open. That's now this is going to change the dot bars dot end child. That's the first child. So I'll copy this. You're going to have a transform rotate transform where you're going to translate, where we move translate y as the vertical axis, 8 pixels. It's going to be moving up. That means the rotation is going to be anti-clockwise at a negative of 45 degrees. So that's done. This one will do the opposite of the third bar. So I'll copy this and then call this the third bar. One is rotating up, the other one is rotating down. So this one is going to be a negative. The third one will rotate downwards, and then it's going to be clockwise. So at a positive 45 degrees, and then we have the second one. So the second one is not going to rotate, but you're going to have an opacity of 0, since we are not going to use it. Opacity of 0. Let's add this class to to the file and see how it looks. Why is it? We have the menu. So let's do that, and then we see you see exactly it has changed now. But then we'll add it with JavaScript. Now let's a quick one on how to add the classes JavaScript on click. So we go to we're going to get the variables first. Const dot menu button. We need to get this. So const menu button equals to document dot add. This is a class. So basically we are going to use a query selector. If it was a div, you could have get element or id, but now it's a dot query selector. We're going to select our class, which is dot menu button, and then we need to also get the we need to also select this, because we're going to be adjusting this dot side menu. So we have const side menu equals to document dot query selector. Get the class of that parent, get the class of this div, which is dot side menu. Got it. Dot. So we're going to add a JavaScript event listener, so that when with the variable menu dot button dot add event listener, as when a user clicks on this button, changes class now to the close button. So that's on a click. You add a callback function. So what is happening is that now so the menu itself, menu, so change this dot class list. Let me get rid of that. Dot class list dot toggle. We're going to toggle the class to this class which we just created, which is the open. Now when you click, let's see how it looks. So when you click on this, it changes to a, but then you realize it doesn't have, need to add some animation, at least add some animation to it, so that we can have some nice transition. We are transforming the top, and also on the rotation. So on menu dot bar, we're going to have a transition. So we have changed the transform. We are animating transform. So transform 0.4 seconds. Then we have top. We are animating the top position 0.4 seconds, and then we're going to have opacity of 0.4 seconds, because each is also changing the opacity, so that way we're going to have a smooth effect on it. Let's see. There you go. Not yet. Hasn't worked yet. Let me see. Oh, there's a comma here. Okay, let's see. Perfect. So that's it for that one. Now we want to, like, when you click, the menu now pops out, and then when you close it, it goes back again. So basically we are moving the menu. We are going to move the menu from menu of the screen. Initially the menu is at this position, that is at 0. So 0, transform translate x is at position 0. Now initially now, when before we animate, it's going to move negative its current width, so it's going to be at that position. And then now when we animate, when we click on the button, it's going to slide back again to transform x goes back to 0. So let's work on it. That yeah. So we go back to the side menu. Initially it's at a position of transform, translate x. Actually we are moving along the x-axis, that is horizontally. Transform translate, it's at a width of 250, so it's going to move exactly at its width, in order to move it out of the screen. So we're going to have 250 pixels, translate text 250 pixels, and then now we are going to create now a new class, which is you can call it a slide menu, side menu dot slide, which you're going to add with JavaScript. Let me just stick it here. So dot side menu dot slide menu, you're going to slide it in. So so transform, and then now we're going to translate it to 0. Translate x, actually have it at 0, so that now it comes back. Now if I was to add this class, okay, just a minute, let me see. It's already out because it has already been pushed out, but if I was to add it back, add it to the, you'll see it in. So let's remove it. Basically now JavaScript will remove, add it, remove. Yeah, so basically that is the, when a user clicks on the menu button, so what will we do? We go to the side menu. So side menu, which you already created the variable, side menu dot class list dot toggle, and then we are going to dot slide. So basically we have, let's see now whether it should work. There you go, pops in like a thief. Now we need to add some interesting transition. Looks ugly, okay, it's good, but looks a bit unfinished. So what is movement? We are animating here, we're changing the transform. So we need to transition, we are animating transform. So transform 0.3 seconds. You can play around with the settings to get the look and feel you want. Easy in out. So let's see how it looks now. Nice. So when you click on it, something much interesting. So we are going to, now as the site shrinks, we want to, there we go, we want now to change, we add the CSS media query so that the site is responsive. And then we can have this navigation section come to the bottom, and then as another menu to the right. But ideally you mostly have one menu, not two, but this is just to show you how you'd go about it if you are changing things. So we can have so at media screen, and okay, a maximum width of 690 pixels. Now I need to change this. I need to have this as position absolute so that I can get it out of this section. So we're going to start with this nav link. So dot nav links, have the position, absolute gets already out of the kind of disrupts kind of disrupts the whole layout. And then we have flex direction column, so that we have the links going down. Already you can see them because they are white. We changed the colors just now. We're going to have a background color of RGB, and then we have one. It's coming along. You change the top to 60 pixels from the top. Then as you can see, it's adjusting, it's coming down. And then have the left as 0. Then you can see it's taking shape. A width of 200 pixels, height of 50%, 50 viewport height. Let's see, as you can see. So when you click on the button, these will also pop out and come back, like slide in from the left. Now as you can see, we have already set these to position absolute, so it's already out of these. So we have here left with just these two. Now I can style the navigation bar again to fit the by adding the padding and then changing the display to something different, to something like this. So this is space between, this one goes to the left and the right, and then you realize the padding has also changed. So we take the padding of the list, now have it now on the navigation menu. Okay, so let's go about it. So we have dot nav menu. So justify content space between. Initially it is space evenly, but it's now you can see now it has changed. Now we need to add padding to the, so we're going to have a padding of 1 rem, that's top and bottom, and 1.3 on the left and right. So something like it has already shifted. Now we need to change the colors of the links. This is it, the nav menu. So we know this, we don't need this, just need to change the color to main, which is the dark color. Now as you can see it's changing. Then now we have adjusting the padding and also adding a border bottom to the list elements. So just pick these, get rid of this. So we have a padding of 1 rem, 0.1 rem, that's on the right. And then we have on the right I don't need any padding, so I can just have it as 0. And then we have at the bottom 1 rem. Then on the left one I need it to be the padding to be more, so we have something like that. Then we have a margin of 0, border bottom on every list, 1 pixel. We're gonna have something like that. There we go. So basically we need to change the, we haven't added the hover stats for this, so we'll be adding this shortly. And then now when you hover this, just a minute, so we need to add the hover stats for these ones, so they are not yet. So go to, let me go to the top. So basically these now, when a user hovers over the list, you're going to have a change of color now. So let me select these. No, let me just actually this dot hover, or we have now a change of the background color. The background color changes to this, a light color now, something like this. But then we need to change to switch also the list changes the background color, but now the links themselves now are going to change to a dark color, which is now targeting the links. Change the color to main, the opposite, the main color now. So we're going to have something like this, but then we need to add a transition to it. You see, just popping in and then doesn't have that nice, so we're going to add transition. Background color, background color of 0.3 seconds. Then we have gonna have easy. Okay, let's see. Perfect, changing. Now what's still dragging behind is the same. We're going to apply the same event to transition color. Gonna have these at the bottom. Zero 0.4 seconds, 0.3 seconds. Then we have ease. So let's see how it looks. Perfect. Now we're going to add the border bottom, something like this, like but then I need to add more padding to this, so this is longer than what we have here. Padding of 1 rem. So there we go, perfect. Just before that we need to add the pseudo element so that we can animate now a border bottom, such kind of a thing, that something like this. We have a line coming in, and then okay, so basically we add this to the list item, something like so we add it to this, the pseudo element, adding content just after the list. So dot after, we are going to have the content dot nav menu, dot nav menu. So we have content, goes to, we have that, and then display block is going to be at the bottom, and then we have a width of 0. Basically I can set the width now to around 100% so that we can get to see how it looks with a background color of main. Let me set the height to 2 pixels. You should see it now. There we go. So basically it doesn't have the, so we need to animate it. So that is on hover now. So this okay, now nav links, so when you hover on this, on hover now, and then now the pseudo elements, that's the after, you're going to have now this width as 100%. So and then we initially this is going to be 0, so something like this now, but then we need to animate it so that we can see like a nice transition. So we're going to have a transition of width of 0.3 seconds. Is, let's see, there we go. So we're going to animate this menu. When you click on the same applies to this. Now when you click on this toggle switch, we are targeting the whole class, which is the nav links. So we're going to add a class to it. So dot nav links dot, we're going to call this slide, can call it any name, dot slide nav links. Cut this and have it here so that I can, then we have transform, translate. So initially we are going to move this, have a transform. Are we going to translate it? Initially at its current position it's at 0, so we are going to move it transform x negative. So we're going to have it at minus the width, which is going to be minus 200 pixels. And then now then transition, give it a transform 0.3 seconds, easy out. So when you add another class to it, translate it, translates x to 0. So this is supposed to be x. Now we're going to add this class initially. Now when you see it's not there, but then if we add this class manually, take this class, add it to, it's going to show. There you go. So we are going to add this const nav links equals to document dot query selector, where we pick the class list dot nav links, and then now we toggle it. So we have nav links dot class list dot toggle. It's going to add the class now, which is our class is dot slide nav links. Just confirm. So that's the class. Now it should work. Const. Okay. So let's check. Our class is nav links. Oh, I'm supposed to remove this. There we go. Need to add easy to it. So once I update the nav links dot class list dot this is going to add and remove the class. Okay, let's see. So we have something like oh, transform. Yeah, there we got it. So it's perfect. Now it's in. So everything is as it's supposed to be. We have these, but then you realize the menu when I make it big, this one is showing at the part. So what I can do is I can set a minimum width so it goes down. So we get to have the nav menu a bit lower at the bottom. So we're going to have another setting where we have at these, but then have these as a minimum width of where I can set the outside menu. Just a minute. What is it? The outside menu we're going to have now the margin top as more than the way it is right now, so that we can have it at the slightly at the bottom. So at a minimum width of 691 pixels, we're going to have side menu margin top 90 pixels. So when I save this, I'm gonna have it at the bottom. So we're going to have something like this. So and then when you reduce the size, the menu becomes responsive, and then you have something like this. But ideally, you'll have one menu, so you know how to go about it. And then now we can discuss about the Zen index. If I would want to have this at the top, by default, all the elements have a Zen index of 0. So if I set this to 1, it's going to be above all the others. So let's let me, for an example, the nav links. Let me set the Zen index to 1. Let's see. See, now it comes on top of these other one. And then if I would set the Zen index of these to 2, it will go above these other ones. So by default is 0, but then now when you increase, the Zen index goes above the others, depending on the level, on the increment. So yeah, so that's it for this tutorial. I hope you like it. You can give this video a thumbs up. If you have any question, you can, or any comment, you can post it, and then I would like to hear your views about this one. At least now we got a few ideas on how you can go about this. And then next I'll do another video on how you can, when you add the scroll, like the nav bar becomes sticky, and then you get to have the nav bar disappear and appear when you scroll up. So uh, gives it a thumbs up. I would like to hear your views on it. Okay, bye everyone.